Tonight, I would like to take you on a journey to understand what it meant to be queer in America over the last 100 years. In the early 20th century, queer people in the United States faced widespread discrimination and persecution. Homosexuality was considered immoral, deviant, criminal, and led to really severe consequences. Many states had laws known as sodomy laws that criminalized same-sex sexual activity. These laws targeted homosexual acts and were used to justify arrest, prosecution, and imprisonment of gay people. For most, the shame wasn't worth living authentically, so they hid those parts of themselves away the best they could. Ladies and gentlemen, inanames.
I was homeless for 3 years when I first moved to Oregon. Through drag and community and finding the right kind of sisterhood got me out of homelessness.
Homosexuality was classified as a mental disorder by the American Psychiatric Association until 1973. During the early 20th century, LGBTQ folks were subjected to harmful conversion therapies and other medical interventions. Many states also had laws prohibiting people from wearing clothing that did not align with their assigned sex at birth. So you look too queer, you're going to jail. That's the world that queer people lived in. And I can't help but think about who I would have been if I grew up at that time. I probably wouldn't be standing like this. I might be standing a little more like this. Everybody, please welcome Alexis Campbell-Starr. For many, many queer people at that time, they felt that they had two options. Hide the parts of yourself that others deem immoral, which is what most people did, or fight back. And thank God for those who chose the latter. Ladies and gentlemen, and those in between, charisma. On the evening of June 27, 1969, around 1:20 a.m., 8 plainclothes police officers from Public Moral Squad arrived at the Stonewall Inn, a popular gay bar located on Christopher Street in New York City, and demanded to see identification from the patrons. And as arrests were made, the crowd had gathered outside the bar and began to grow larger and more confrontational. The protesters, led by trans women of color, Marsha P. Johnson and Sylvia Rivera, they'd had enough, and the standoff continued throughout the night and into the following days, attracting more participants as word spread. This fight escalated into a 6-day-long riot. The Stonewall Riots and the efforts of Marsha P. Johnson and Sylvia Rivera are regarded as a turning point in the fight for LGBTQ rights, highlighting the power of collective action and the determination of marginalized communities to resist discrimination and demand equality. I give you Kimberly Michelle Westwood.
Growing up, the community was so there for me, and now it's my time to give back to the community by drag, by volunteering, doing whatever. I started drag for charity.
In between the Stonewall Riots and protests that followed, and now, Pride has evolved into joyful celebration. Pride parades, festivals, and gatherings have become platforms for showcasing LGBTQ culture, achievements, and resilience. How lucky am I to be alive when the world finally sees people like me for who we are as human? Seeing shows like Pose and RuPaul's Drag Race winning Emmys. The representation we have today is incredible, but is very easy to take for granted without the context of how we got here. And so it's always important to remember where we came from.